Hey guys, what is going on? It is Ando. Thank you guys for coming out to this video. So a few days ago, we came out with a video of the top 5 characters that were popular relics within the SWGOH community that I basically said, hey, you could probably go without, relicking this. And again, we took it within the scope of just GAC. If we start analyzing other game modes, too many characters start to fit in there. So yeah, like we just basically we're taking this hypothetical situation where they're outside of your top 70 right now. You add that final gear piece onto them, and boom, all of a sudden they're in your top 70. So today I'm actually going to look at the opposite of that. These are characters that are not being reliced by the SWGOH community by large. And I'm going to tell you guys, some of these names on here are absolutely crazy. I cannot believe how many people choose not to relic these characters. So I'm really excited for this one, guys, and this one is probably going to be a lot more positive than the other one just because, no one likes being told that your investment is not good. But it was just an interesting thought that I thought that, we could talk about. So let's go ahead and get into this video, guys. Hey guys, before we get into the video, I just have to throw a big thank you to the Commandos. Whether you're supporting on Twitch or through Patreon, just know that none of that support is lost on me. I very, very greatly appreciate it. You guys are amazing to me. I definitely don't deserve it, but I am very appreciative of it. Thank you guys so much, and I couldn't keep doing what we're doing now without you guys. So if you guys have any interest in supporting us, just check out the links in the description below, and thank you guys. All right, guys, we're going to get right into this. This is kind of a meme, and again, we're going to kind of go from, this one's going to go from the least popular to the, I guess, most popular, but still not very popular. We're going to put Gar Saxon and ISC. Now, according to .gg, 0.18% of people have actually geared up a Gar Saxon to G13, and 0.21% of people that own the ISC have geared him up to gear 13. Now, this is going to be kind of a corny one, but I have to be honest, guys. This is, again, we're talking about Div 1, and especially in the upper echelons, as you guys get to move up a little bit more, maybe you guys will see this, and for anyone that knows what I'm talking about, I think that you guys will agree. At this point in the game, setting 7 squads on defense means that you're, for the most part, going to be guaranteed a full clear. Even nowadays, you see GLs getting 2 or 3 shots and still, getting past them. It's not weird for that to happen anymore. You fail on a squad and you're able to clean it up with whatever you have left, and usually you can clear grounds, right? In ships, if you fail 1 ship because you set 2 down, you have 4 ships total, 4 capital ships total after that, but really you've got 3. That 4th one is really just more or less probably the bottom barrel type stuff, and it's not really going to be reliable for a heavy cleanup. Now, if it's just 1 or 2 ships, probably can get it done, but for a lot of times I see if you fail in the fleet, you're probably not gonna full clear. Like there's some exceptions, obviously, there's some decent fleets that can be made. I'm just saying, like, in general, that is just I'm in way more of a panic mode whenever I fail a ship's battle, and so I'm gonna put him on here just for the ships because right now he's got this unknown synergy with Mando. Maybe that materializes into something, maybe it doesn't, but right now he's got an excellent ship. It's really, really good, and it's part of an actually really good fleet as well. So I'm gonna put Gar Saxon on here, guys. It's kind of a spicy one, but let's go ahead and make this spicy. Okay, the next one that I'm gonna put on here is Snow Trooper. Now I have him at R3. You can see it by my mods, right? I don't have like great mods on him, but what I will say is he actually hits for really solid damage, and especially because as you start to get up there again, you're bringing people in your team, you're taking people out of your team. Piet sometimes goes with Vader, sometimes he goes with the IT, sometimes you got Moff Gideon in there. There's a lot of, sometimes you need Range Trooper, sometimes you need Death Trooper, but there's a lot of flexibility in here. And I think Snowtrooper kind of gets this, he feels like he's getting left behind a little bit. But I'm going to tell you, there's so many times that I'm so glad that I bring him in here. He's got an amazing turn meter gain that you're already going to get on top of the turn meter gain that Veers has. And the other thing about him is, on top of his damage, yeah, it's just really nice to have another character that you know that can knock down some enemies, which is what Imperial Troopers was all about anyways. Again, this guy's probably not going to be part of the, you know, I'm going to use my Imperial Troopers to counter C lineup, but man, to have him only be 0.71% of people that own Snowtrooper have him at G13 feels really low, and I think there's plenty of spots that you can actually use him with Troopers, especially if you're not trying to use Troopers to just counter C. So I'm going to put Snowtrooper on here. He's got, like I said, he's got an amazing turn meter gain mechanic built in within him. That's going to also help the, you know, the rest of the troopers just kind of stay ahead of the curve. So, yeah, Snowtrooper for me. Okay, so the next character that we're going to talk about is L3. Now, I could have probably put about 6 different tanks on here because it seems like tanks are the ones that I'm personally lacking behind on relics. But it's also seems like that is the community at large. Tanks just don't seem to get as much love as some of the attackers. Everyone wants to do big damage. No one really cares about, you know, getting that extra bit of, you know, protection on them or whatever. But I'm going to put L3 in here. There's a ton to like about L3. One of the biggest things that I'm going to talk about with her is that she is just so flexible. She can go in literally every single lineup and just be an absolute unit for you to get through. She dispels all debuffs, so like those ray counters where you have to get through a L3, the only way that you can kind of get around it is if you put a tray in there to isolate. And so yeah, there's just a ton to like. She also can, I've seen her in Grievous squads with the Zeta, where she can basically almost do like a mini savior for, you know, most people's strategy is to just go in and blow up B2 with Jedi Knight Revan, and you know that's all fine and good, but as soon as that happens, basically L3 mini revives B2, and yeah, like it's really annoying because now you have to go through B2 twice, and especially if you have a you know, a solid build B2 with the crit avoid and tenacity and all the good stuff, it can be really painful to go through him twice. So L3 in this, I think she's just an unsung hero. She's got her own internal, you know, max protection gain, so you don't really need any leadership to like boost that up. She's gonna boost herself up, and like I said, she's gonna take care of herself by, you know, cleansing. If you have scoundrels in there, she's gonna take care of them as well. There's just a lot of lineups that L3 can actually do really well in, and she gains a decent amount of stats too with some G13. So it's pretty impressive that, you know, only 1.77% of the SWGOH community has her relic, or at least at gear 13. And I just think that she is such a great tank, and she's so plug and play that you would definitely not be you know, regretting the decision to gear her up. Okay, my next character that I'm going to put on the G13 list is going to be Grievous Cargo. Now, I actually wrestled with this one a little bit myself. There are definitely some limits where I'd say, hey, there are definitely some times where I'd be like, hey, you really don't need gear 13 on this guy. But the percentage that people have put on him is just shocking to me. He's been out for a little bit and he's sitting at 2.99%. So the people that own him, 2.99% of the people that own him have him at G13. That seems extremely low, especially because Bounty Hunters is one of those factions that it seems like, one, they have a really hardcore following, you know, looking at like guys like Van Cell. But the other thing about them is that, you know, a lot of people, due to their ships, there was a ton of viability within the Bounty Hunter faction. And when you start pairing Grievous Cargo with some of the better Bounty Hunter lineups, he immediately transforms that team and that squad into something that was not capable before, right? He immediately transforms squads that took maybe a little bit longer to get a contract. Now he kind of does this, you know, he can call to assist, you know, mass swarm. So you've got like 2 of these things now on teams. And, you know, pair him up with, you know, the Mandalorian, you know, OG, I guess, if you will. And, you know, with his instant defeat, like, it's just like, okay, this makes sense now. Like, there's so many kind of almost instant defeats in that squad that it's like, okay, well, this is amazing for us. And putting him at gear 13 really is just about the speed, but also because his mastery really doesn't match, I don't think, what he is good at. But in general, like, if you can get him to a high enough speed, which is going to help with G13, this character is going to help transform that bounty hunter squad that you probably have already invested in as well, with minimal, you know, relics that you need. You can really just sit him at gear 13, no relics on top of that, and he still is just going to do a tremendous job for whatever whatever squad that you need him to go into. So Grievous Cargo for me makes it onto this list, and I have actually just put him to gear 13 for that reason. Okay guys, this one is just absolutely wild to me. I got this from, you know, my relic Django came from, as we, you know, progress in our streaming. Basically I would set goals, and if, you know, we hit those goals, I would allow the viewers to select who has my next gear 13 or who my next relic 5 was, or whatever the case is. And this was actually one of them. At the time though, like, it wasn't really kind of thought out, but like, I can't believe this. Only 7.78% of the people that have a Django Fett have him at relics. That to me just seems absolutely insane, you guys. I can't believe it myself. But this guy deals big damage, right? He deals amazing damage once you get him to relics. You don't have to get him all the way to relic 7. I have him there, but like, I've seen relic 3, relic 5. And the biggest thing about Django, you guys, is that he's not just a one-trick pony, right? He can go into a separatist squad. He can double down into a bounty hunter squad. And again, there's still this unknown Mandalorian tag that we know there has to be some reason why they've given these guys this tag. But right now it doesn't seem clear. So there's just this X factor of that on top of that. This guy is just amazing, man. Like, I cannot believe that only 7.78% of people have him relic or at G13. Do yourselves a favor, you guys. Just bring him up to gear 13. Maybe throw a few relics on him. He is going to be well worth his weight in GP that you're adding. Whether you take him up to R3 or R5, he just does some tremendous things to different squads. You can run him as lead. You can run him in support. It doesn't really matter. This guy is just really, really good. And again, we're talking about just the scope of GAC, but like, this guy has won me so many galactic challenges, it's not even funny. But I couldn't believe that when I saw it. So this is definitely my sleeper pick here. Django Fett for the win. And you know, again, let me know what you guys think about this list. I know there were definitely some surprising ones for me. I could not believe some of the percentages. I could believe some of the names on there, but the percentages just seem so low that I could not believe that part. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching this video. And if you guys haven't checked us out on Twitch, that link will be down in the description below. Also, the Discord will be down in the description below. Let us know what you guys think, and we'll see you guys in the next video.